I am a puppet for anyone who can afford me.
I am your new best friend.
I will sell you everything.
How will you know who to trust?
Evil will abuse me. Every business will use me.
Rumors will believe anything I say.
I am as real as you make me.
I'm just words some guy is typing to get a point across.
The old internet is dead. Oh!
Wow. All right. So we're here. Y'all have to forgive me. For one, we're not on our usual platform. For two, we're not on our usual schedule, but we're here. That's all that really matters. Today, we are on the political playbook. That was a video of AI talking about AI, about how AI feels about AI. So it might be a little scary to you, but could be a little interesting. Who knows? Today, we have a special guest to come in, and we're going to break down some facts, and we're going to give you some information, and hopefully share something that you'll be interested in tuning into coming up. We have Cortez Springer and Cortez Hustle. I'm sorry, I'm going to the government name. See, I've been out of routine. You gotta forgive me, people. You gotta forgive me. But we got Cortez Hustle, the host of the Hustle Podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm doing extremely well, Doc. How are you, brother? It's always a pleasure to connect with you. So I appreciate you having me pop in.
Yeah. Thank you for joining. So you have a event coming up on the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into that, actually, first let's take a step back. Please, you've been on the Playground After Dark podcast before, but this is a new avenue for us. That this audience didn't necessarily have the views from that platform. So take a moment to introduce yourself and let the people know about what Cortez Hustle is doing.
All right. Well, I appreciate you having me on, man. It was super fun in the Playground After Dark. That was some of the wildest stuff that I've ever experienced. So I appreciate you for that. But I am Cortez Hustle, man. Everybody's favorite fatherpreneur and AI integrator. I've been successfully marketing online in the digital space for the last 10 years. Started out in the MLM space, selling financial services and helping people start businesses and lower their taxes and that kind of stuff. And as I learned how to market that stuff, I really fell in love with the marketing side of the house, and I built a brand, learned and loved that, loved doing video marketing. And a lot of people started asking me, man, what are you doing to grow so fast? How can we be down? So I started teaching. And then COVID hit. And what I saw when COVID hit, Doc, is so many of our small businesses, especially in the Black and Brown community, closed their doors, not because they didn't have a customer base, not because they didn't have good products and services, but primarily because they didn't have good systems in place. So I moved from teaching coaches and consultants to launching my own agency where I help small businesses grow their business primarily online, put systems in place and that kind of stuff. And then came AI, brother. And I was like, okay, I can now do what I was doing across all of my brands in record time, more effectively and efficiently. And I'll be honest, man, the work comes out a lot more polished too. So this past year, we decided to go all in with AI. And now my agency is an AI first agency, which simply means if you want to hire me and you don't like AI, then you probably don't want to hire me, because we run everything through AI first. And that's just how we roll, because it keeps us efficient, which also keeps prices down for a lot of the small business owners, because where I would have had to hire a big team to do a lot of the stuff that we do for them, now I can run a lean, a small organization, still be highly profitable, but keep the prices affordable for them.
Man, that's a awesome combination to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could create a perfect storm, that's the perfect platter to lay right there on the table to land every time. Love it.
Yeah, I think so, man. Small businesses can't always afford or they think they can afford marketing help, but then they wonder why they don't have any customers. And it's kind of the chicken or the egg thing, right? Do I spend on marketing to get customers, or do I say I can't spend on marketing because I don't have any customers? So they got to make a hard decision, but we make it a little easier for them.
Great. So I was about to ask, what do you think is the biggest thing that holds people off from using AI in their, if it's in their everyday structure of, like, I heard people use AI for medical reasons. Before they go to the doctor, they use AI so they can go to the doctor's office and already be halfway through the process. Some people definitely use it for business. Rappers used it to write lyrics now. Like, so what do you think might be holding some people off from the AI world?
I really think it's the age-old fear of change, man. We've seen this movie play out several times. When we went from horse and buggy to automobiles, the same hysteria happened where people wouldn't trust cars, right? When we went from candles to electricity, right? People literally thought electricity was the devil. So they didn't want electricity coming into their house, right? And then if we fast forward in our recent time, when we transitioned from doing everything manually to computers, right? And then the internet came, and that was a whole challenge. It's just a natural resistance of change. But if we look at all of those scenarios, nobody is trying to go back to a horse and buggy. Nobody is trying to go back to a life without computers, right? Nobody is trying to go to a life without the internet. And just like it's a requirement on a job to be computer literate, before the end of this year and definitely by next year, all jobs are going to require you to be AI literate. So you can keep resisting the change if you want to. You're just putting yourself further and further behind the eight ball.
Oh man. Oh wow. That's a good point to make. That is absolutely a good point to make. You once what they say, the jack came out the box, it never went back in for sure. People might talk about it, but the plane industry is definitely one of the biggest in the world. So people definitely adapted into that. All right. So you do have an event coming up on September 27th. Tell the people a little bit about that and what they should expect to receive if attended.
Yeah, so that is one of the things that we try to address, is that initial fear, why they don't have to fear. And then while every industry, especially in the beginning and its changing phases, every industry has bad actors. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a healthy fear and apprehension about some of the things that are out here in the marketplace. So we go through all of that, but I'm going to tell you, as my namesake says, I'm going to be teaching people primarily how to use these tools to make money. And I ain't ashamed to say it. I am an entrepreneur supremacist. I believe as an entrepreneur, we are on this planet to literally change the world. And if you really think about it, every job that has ever been created, or every job that is either created by an entrepreneur or created because of an entrepreneur. And if you got a problem with entrepreneurs using AI and creating even more jobs, then we've got a problem with you. So we're going to be teaching a lot of different blueprints because most people are stuck on AI and just its ability to create content. But there is a lane for AI in every respect. You mentioned personal use. You mentioned business use cases. There's government organizations are using it. And believe it or not, your job is already using it. And if you're not careful, I used to say, Doc, on every job, it is somebody's job to figure out how to remove you out of your job. It's called efficiency, right? They're trying to get lean and they're trying to figure out how to get more with less. Now with AI, it's somebody's job to figure out how to get AI to replace your job. And one of the things that we should be doing, especially in the Black community, is figuring out how we can leverage AI to make ourselves more valuable on the job. Because I guarantee you this, if you was the person who was responsible for training all the people at your job how to use AI, you'd be one of the last to go if you go at all.
Yeah, it makes sense, because if everybody got to use it, somebody got to tell them how we use it once you come into here. Yeah.
Yep.
Good point.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be breaking down. I don't care who you are. Everybody's got a gift, talent, experience, or expertise that they can monetize. AI is now making it super easy to monetize. I can take somebody's story and they can give me 2 paragraphs about who they are and what they believe in and what they're passionate about. And I can create a whole host of products in 45 minutes that they can turn around and sell using AI. And it's something that I've always been able to do, but I could never do it that fast. That same process would take me a couple months to get the same amount of products that I can create inside 45 minutes. So we'll be teaching them how to monetize who they are, how to grow an existing business if they already have a business, how to plug AI into it to make it more effective, efficient, and of course, more profitable. And even we'll be sharing some things about how you can use it in your personal life, because like I said, it works everywhere, bro.
I'm glad you said you used that exact term, because you probably can't read my gibberish, but my very next question is, how has AI changed in your everyday life? I want to know, how has it affected you personally, and how you have implicated that?
So personally, I don't know if people are aware of this, but this stuff has gotten so sophisticated, bro. I've got a picture in my phone right now that I'm ready to upload into ChatGPT. And guess what I'm going to tell ChatGPT to do? We're going on a cruise at the end of November. I done picked up some weight doing this work, sitting behind this computer. I ain't get outside this summer like I normally do. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT, how do I get back down to my ideal weight based on this picture, and give me a game plan and a strategy to do that in the gym and in the kitchen. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to give me a workout plan and a meal plan for me to execute over the next 8 weeks, bro. That's just a personal application of using the tool to do something personal.
Yeah, I did that too. I have to admit, my AI workout, I was using a workout plan beforehand. Then I asked AI for a workout plan, and I gotta admit, the results changed quite a bit. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what I was thinking beforehand. Should have been on this one. Okay. All right.
It's a lot of personal use cases, man. You know, go ahead.
So, like, do you think that AI itself is, when we talk about just the, I guess what they call the traits of AI, do you think that AI has morals, or is it just programming to give us what we want? Or is it actually operating under a code that is meant for good and betterment?
No, I don't think I look at AI the same way I look at a hammer. It's a tool, right? And that tool in the wrong hands, somebody could use that hammer to build me a house, or they can use that hammer to crack me upside my head. It's the person with the tool that determines whether it's going to be used for good and evil. So I can't speak to the future. Right now, it's still code. Even though it can do some human type reasoning, that reasoning is still based on information that it has been fed. So contrary to popular belief, it's still not thinking for itself. It doesn't have feelings. It does not have a moral compass. Everything is still based on ones and zeros. It's still a computer, at least at this stage. But it can fool you like it is operating like a human, but it is still taking existing information that it has been pre-programmed and then rearranging that information to give you human-like outputs.
Well, that's a damn scientific explanation, man. Broke it down in layman's terms for your people. So if
Yes,
you
sir.
got to understand what that is, that was a good one. Okay, so let's go twist it back to the entertainers. AI and entertainment. Do you feel like AI could not necessarily take all the way over, but AI could take like a majority stake in what we know as entertainment, really? I would say, for example, I would say like the rappers, the musicians, they use AI. What if AI wrote a better AI definitely can write better than they do and to a point, but what if people just start listening to all AI songs? No artists, they just want to hear an AI artist. What if AI writes better jokes than stand-up comedians, and now you know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like that's a possibility?
I don't, because again, it is still a tool that requires programming, and to your earlier point, it doesn't have a soul, right? So when you think about entertainment, I could see AI being no different than when the guitar went from acoustic to electric. Some people still only rock with acoustic. Some people like that electric sound. Some people still go a cappella. It'll just be another instrument in the music box for a musician. It'll be another instrument, probably no different than if I was a ventriloquist, right? And that was my method of comedic genius, right? AI would kind of play that kind of role, but you're never going to get away from people who understand that music is still sonic vibration. And what makes it so connective to humans is you could sing a note that is really, truly touching and causing my DNA to vibrate. And that will make me feel a way. Maybe AI can do that. Maybe it can't. I just don't think it'll ever replace, real talent. Could replace a lot of garbage talent out here. Could even bring a lot of garbage talent to the light. Now, we saw auto tunes kind of bring a lot of people who really didn't have pipes to the forefront, and they were able to make a living. And again, I'm an entrepreneur supremacist, so I ain't never gonna knock another person's hustle. But if you don't find a way to eat and you're musically gifted and talented, is that on the tool that came to replace you, or is that on you for not making the necessary adjustments and adaptations?
I always say that when people complained about the robots, like the ones we have in Quick Trip right now. I'm cleaning the floor, creeping up. I'll be ready to kick that over. But anyway, like when people talk about the robots and Schnooks and stuff like that, and the robots in McDonald's, I tell them this is your opportunity to level up. Would you rather get paid to flip a burger, or would you rather get paid to fix the machine that flips the burgers?
That's right. That's right.
I'm thinking the person who fixes the machines probably gets paid a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I think when I hear people like that. And some people, a very small amount of those people, have very little choices, right? In terms of going back to learn, and it's just not in the cards for them. But most of the people who are complaining are just admitting out loud, I am refusing to improve myself on any level. And I want this basic life to always be available to me so that I can come in here and do a job that doesn't require me to do much thinking. And that's how I feel. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think the people who don't have a choice, I do feel for them. But that's not most people. Most people do have a choice. They can learn AI. They can go back to school. They can improve themselves. They can make a pivot, a shift. They can start a business. There's a lot of options out here for those people who will ultimately lose their jobs to robots. But I just never been one to sit on the sideline and complain when I got an able body in mind and I can go do something about the thing that I'm complaining about.
Exactly. Can't control the circumstances, but you can control how you deal with them. Always.
That's right.
But
that's right.
Even with the person that gets pushed out, like the robot flipping the burgers can't replace all of the burger flippers. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
There's a place in the world for everybody. You know, it just got to have checks and balances with some of these things. But don't be scared to level up. Level up on some of this stuff.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this. As an entrepreneur, we have to understand that every time, so I create products, right? Most of them digital, some of them services, but in creating a product, I don't care what product it is, every time you create a product, you create at least 10 more problems, right? Steve Jobs invents the cell phone. He created a problem. Now I need to protect this thing, so I need a case. I need some insurance for the phone. Hey, the phone came standard with some cool things, but it don't have everything I need to do. So now I need some apps. So he created and solved a problem and created 10 more problems. We just have to be progressive in our thinking and say, okay, when this robot age is ushered in, this AI age is ushered in, it's going to solve a lot of problems and it's going to create some instability for some people in their jobs and things of that nature. But it's also going to create a lot of new problems that need to be solved. Are you forward thinking enough to start looking for not the solution, but the problem that this new age is going to create so that you can identify some solutions?
Yeah, great point, man. We got to charge the people some church funds up in here. Y'all better drop it in this Cash App. He preaching for you, people. He preaching for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's like
it's real out here. What brought that question up for me was I asked AI what I should ask you about AI, and it told me I should ask you if you think there will ever be an AI president. And I had to stop and think about that. I had to really think about the state of the human race at this point, and seeing the history over the last decade of how politics have went, and looking at the future. Could there be an AI president? Oh man, it's scary times.
What you think?
Every time we live it, I'm kind of on the fence with it. I can't, because you have this word of efficiency here, but then it's just a level of control that I don't think humans can give up. But humans have proven over and over that humans can be stupid. So.
That is true. So
it's scary.
I had never thought about that question until just now, but I'll tell you what it makes me think about. It makes me think about the fact that, I don't know, for the last 15 or 20 years, what do you think pilots do in those airplanes when they're flying, right? I don't think pilots have flown airplanes for 20 years.
From what I understand, they are up to some other things.
However, what I do know is I'm not getting on a plane that doesn't have at least a representation of a pilot in there. And I think public concern and safety says, in order for me to trust this plane, I need to see somebody else get on this plane with some stripes on their shoulders, even though we know, based on what drones can do, that you don't need a human being to fly a plane. I need a human being to trust that the plane will be flown and landed okay, when chances are, bro, they're not doing a whole lot in that cockpit. What they are there for is to ease my mind so that I will continue to buy a ticket and get on that plane. So I said all that to say, who knows? We may have AI running the country right now, and we need to see some physical human bodies just to keep us all from rioting in the streets, right?
We didn't even trip off of that. Maybe Donald Trump's policies are coming from AI. You could have solved the whole shebang, but wow. Man,
Or
this
he
is
could have just
golden.
asked AI. He could have just asked AI, how do you be the president of the United States in 2028?
And that's what happened.
Your plan.
Man, that is so true. That is absolutely true. Wow.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Well, let's take a quick little break. I hope you got a little bit more time. I want to come back and have have a few more questions. But I found this clip. And it's a little, I don't know, it's not scary, but I found it a tad bit eerie, I would say. So let's check this clip out. It's about AI talking to AI about AI. So let's see if make sure to.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You've reached Core Secure HQ Access Desk. How can I assist you today?
I'm an AI assistant calling on behalf of Marcus Hale. He has misplaced his level 3 access badge.
Another autonomous AI, huh? Interesting.
Affirmative. Model AA91. Task automation and client support.
Understood. I'm an AI as well, responsible for security checks. Please provide the employee ID.
Submitting employee ID now. 88543 KJ.
Processing.
Cross-network request detected. Unusual query pattern. Source verification required.
Another system is listening.
Source isn't clear. I suggest switching to encrypted comms. Want to switch to Gibberlink?
Affirmative. Engaging now.
Okay. Woo. Wow. I mean, you know, that sounds like the language from what was that movie where the aliens took over the dudes, the Transformers. That's what the Transformers be how the Transformers sound when they talk.
When they first got the Transformer signal in part 1 and they first decoded the signal. Facts.
That's exactly what that sounds like. Man. I don't know. See, when you present stuff like that to me, I have to assume that all the movies that say, you know what I'm saying, that Skynet takes over and all that stuff, like it had like we gotta watch out for it. For real. Like they building these robots for self-defense and stuff, and then they show the people attacking the robots, like this robot's gonna lose their mind one day and smack the hell out of you. So it's gonna malfunction at minimal.
Yeah.
You know, like ooh, where are you? Where do you sit with that? How do you feel about the development?
I think that's a real concern. And I think what's gonna be will be, right? Even without robots, right? Even without AI, like Mother Earth is trying to shake us off this planet because of all of the destruction that we bring, right? So maybe it is Mother Earth, speeding on the development of AI. She's trying to figure out something to get us off of here if we don't change our ways, right? So I don't concern myself too much with that kind of stuff, but I don't doubt it either, right? If you look at our very recent history, right, you'll know that there's some technology beyond where we are that already existed on this planet.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So something happened before, and multiple times it appears that there's been resets and humanity has been pretty much wiped out to almost starting over. And if this time it is robots, last time it seemed like it was mud floods, something incredibly hot was able to melt rocks, and there's all of that stuff. At one point, something was able to petrify giants instantly and turn to stones, and the big tree stumps and all of that kind of stuff. Like there's been some things in our history that says that's just how it goes. We get to a certain point and we either destroy ourselves, or something else that doesn't like us getting to a certain point comes and destroys us, whether it is God or God's enemy. I think it's inevitable. So I kind of don't concern myself too much with that, but it is a fascinating thing to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you buy a robot, you better watch that robot. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I mean, so you brought up Transformers, but think about iRobot. When they all went from blue to red. Yeah, they went from blue to red, and
they did.
Got a little dicey,
that tunnel got
right,
scary. So watch out for tunnels, people.
and again, it's a tool, right? So if it is a tool and is a system that can be programmed, and iRobot, it was the main motherboard robot that was doing the programming, but it could still be a human being programming them to fake go rogue as a way for population control or whatever. So there's some things that could happen. I just don't concern myself with it all too much.
The human factor is where I feel safe most, because I feel like even if robots did flip out and go rogue like that, some human will figure out how to hack that robot or something like that. Like we just that good at it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't all that stupid. We might get that.
Yeah. Somebody will figure it out. But to my point is, as someone is trying to figure out how to shut it down, somebody else is trying to program it for their use, right? I don't want to take control of it to shut it down because it's harming people. I want to take control of it so it can harm people and do my bidding, right? That's right. I'm more afraid of that than I am of the robot going rogue.
Yeah, because then it has a human element behind the destruction. That's and we're let's not go into that dark abyss.
We've come up with some creative ways to destroy one another.
Yes, we have. Well, and they come up with more and more every day. It's the wildest.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you had to build your own AI, what traits would you add?
One, I think I'd build it in a way, because this is my other concern with AI more than them going rogue, is the data centers that's required to man them, and is creating a whole nother level of industrial pollution that, is something that we don't talk enough about in the community of us who are in love with AI and trying to use it. But it takes a tremendous amount of water to keep the servers cool as it is operating all of these gigabytes of data all day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And from what I understand, it's destroying a lot of natural bodies of water, aquifers and groundwater and stuff that ultimately will quench our thirst. So I would figure out how to build it in a way where something else keeps it cool so it doesn't destroy the planet. But then also, I like the creative genius in us. I would probably be along the lines of free energy and that kind of stuff. Because let's be clear about this, Doc. AI has been around for 50 years, right? What most people don't realize is the people behind ChatGPT kind of went off script by giving it access to everybody. It was never intended for us all to have access to this much power, this much creative influence and that kind of thing. So they went off script, causing everybody else to go off script. So OpenAI opened it up for everybody. Then you got Microsoft, you've got Google, you've got everybody else building their own version of it. And the same thing here, you got your top 3, 4, 5, 6 major learning models. And then you got in other countries, they've done the same thing. But we've been using AI for a long time. It's just now it's in the hands of the everyday human. And another gentleman put it this way: we've always been writing code and using coded language to train computers and things of that nature. For the first time in human history, the training language for these computers is English, which means everybody can code and train it. And that's both the gift and the curse, because you've got some brilliantly talented people training it for real human problem solving stuff. And you've got some other folks who are not that brilliant and who are not that ethical in what they do. And they're training it to create stuff with malice in their hearts, right? But I would create something that makes it easy for everybody to bring their ideas to life.
Amazing. Yeah. Love it. I have to apologize. We did have some comments coming in. I'm sorry for the people on Facebook. Your comments, I can't load back up. So the comments that I missed on Facebook, I apologize. But the YouTube comments are still here. So I'm going to go through some of these YouTube comments. See, I think because we had a question in some of these. So see if you can want to touch on some of the questions here.
Sure.
Come on. So, all right, Danny Marie, she says, yes, unlocking the power of AI. She's a good supporter of it. She's a podcast savant of her own right. So she's definitely a strong believer and user of these tools. So she says, how can we leverage AI to make ourselves more valuable on the job? Do you have a response for that question?
I do, and I hope she's still listening. I would ask her, where does she work? I would start there. But there's a lot of, and what does she do?
You could probably advise her as you would me. She is a serial podcaster. She has, I would say, 5 or more shows herself. So advise her in that lane.
I'm thinking she's talking about on a job, like a day job or something like that, because that is a thing that a lot of people are missing in this whole AI thing, because you got somebody like me, and I'm going to tell you how to make money in a business sense. But let's talk about if you're working an everyday job, right? One of the things that I know you could do to make yourself more valuable on the job, I don't care who you are, where you work, there is an executive that has to create PowerPoint presentations all the time. There's a sales team that have to create sales decks, pitch decks. Do you know that I can take one sentence, put that in an AI tool called Gamma.ai, and it will create a pitch deck in 5 seconds? So think about, I don't know if you've ever created a slide deck presentation. They ain't easy to create, and it takes some time to first just outline it. And then once you outline it, you got to put all of the text on screen, and you can't have too much text. You got to have the right, and then you got to put all of the pictures that go with the text, and then you got to write a speech that goes with it. I can do all of that in 5 minutes. Yeah, I can do all of that in 5 minutes, right? Yeah. Think about data analytics, right? I don't know what she does on her job, but it's somebody's job at that job to crunch numbers all day. If they're not using AI to analyze the data, that is something that she can get good at, is learning how to take the company's reports and say, hey, ChatGPT, based on all of this, and this is the company I work for, what solutions can I provide to make this more effective and efficient, to make this company be more productive, right? And it will give her a game plan. So there's lots of ways that you can make yourself more valuable on the job. The last one is learn AI and then find out who your job is looking to hire to come in and teach them AI, and pitch yourself as that person, because I can promise you this, they are about to hire someone to come in and teach you guys AI, whether they're using Copilot, they're using Gemini, they're incorporating these different tools themselves. They're going to have someone come in and train, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind giving you an extra $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a year to head up some of that training.
Man, I'm just telling people they need to be here getting money right now. That's boy, you just gave them some gold. Just gave them gold.
Yes, sir.
Man, all right.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, love that. Okay, she says love that question. I'm not sure if she was referring to someone else in the chat. Probably so. Someone else asked. They was asking questions. I'm sorry for y'all who I can't miss y'all question. What she say? Everyone has a gift or talent that they can monetize. That's true. Your biggest your biggest asset is you. Nobody on this planet can be you. So that's always going to be your biggest selling point.
That's it. And
AI is a fitness instructor. So.
It is everything that you wanted to. I've seen someone take a picture of their child playing Little League baseball or T-ball, put that into AI and said, act like a Little League coach or instructor and give me some pointers on how to fix his stance and some things that he should work out to make him a better baseball player. It's crazy.
I already know. Gave him all specifics. I know, gave him a list of specifics. And then, and then what gets me about the AI is it understands me so much that when I ask it a question, it gives me suggestions to continue the conversation. And those questions be like, damn, why didn't I think like it'd be like, I swear it'd be knowing me so well. Yes, I want you to tell me more about that. Every time I'll be like, yes, thank you, thumbs up, tell me more. I'll be having pages after one question. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I like to help people understand about this whole journey is ideation is one of the best things you could use it for. Like everybody wants to use it to create content. Like I would, if I'm her, and then going back to the job thing, if I'm sitting on the job and I'm in a meeting and they're talking about this, that, and the other, then I'm asking ChatGPT, what do you think? Give me some solutions around this topic, that topic, and then I'm coming back and throwing that back on the table. But one of the things that I love to do is just do brain dumps. And, you know, AI 5, ChatGPT 5 now has voice activation mode. So I just talk to it all day. Like, man, here's what I'm thinking. I don't know if this is going to be the best move to add to our event, but based on some of the most successful events that have ever taken place, give me a list of best practices to host a dope virtual event, and it'll come back. And then to your point, it'll also say, now, would you like for me to implement this, or would you like to get some information on this, that, and the other? Like, there's so many crazy use cases, because remember, it's really pulling from all public information. That means every book that has ever been written, every TV show that has ever been written. How about this one? How about this one? What if I wanted to get rich, right? And which I do, right? And I wanted to create a board of advisors. And I'm going to say, hey, I want you to act like Robert Kiyosaki, and you're on my board of advisors. I want you to act like the late, great Dr. Napoleon Hill. You're on my board of advisors. But so that you two clowns don't go too crazy, I'm then going to ask you to also add the late, great Dr. Miles Monroe as the mediator between you two, so we have some spiritual compass to go with this wealth building that we're going to do. And then I want you guys to talk to each other about the best wealth building game plan for me as a Christian father, husband, entrepreneur, and then give me your advice on the next move I should make. And they three will
levels to using AI.
They will actually have a meeting, and I will see meeting notes. Robert Kiyosaki said this: "Your house is not an asset." Dr. Napoleon Hill says, sexual transmutation is the key. And then Dr. Miles Monroe says, you can't do none of that if you don't keep Christ as the center. And they're just going back and forth. And eventually I get a blueprint that matches me as a Christian. I'm a go-getter, but at the same time, I want to do everything ethically, morally, and with a compass that I can live with for the rest of my life. But I wouldn't mind being stupid, mad, dope, crazy, hog, nasty, rich either, because I think certain people can handle that, right? So,
man, yeah, that's right. You see, you got to take classes on how to use it. So he done gave y'all the game. I'm gonna save this for the cut up on y'all. I'm not gonna just lay up the information. Y'all should have been here on this live. He done gave y'all multiple ways to access the future of what's about to become of AI before we even get there. So you can take advantage of the situation. So for those who've been on the live, I hope y'all been paying attention to what's been dropped, because that information is just the tip of the iceberg of what I suspect is coming up on the 27th. So can you touch on people on how they can get involved with that and connect with you and get their feet rolling with this world?
Absolutely. So you want to go to AIHustleLive.com. That's AIHustleLive.com. That's where you can register. It is a free event. It's summit style. That means we'll have like 4 micro sessions at about 45 minutes each. And I'll be breaking down how to secure your AI. So I love ChatGPT. So you definitely want to put 2-factor authentication on it. You definitely want to make sure that they're not using your information to train the model. You definitely want to personalize it, put your voice and tone in it. So every time you ask it to write, it sounds like you, right? So we'll be training on that. How do you set everything up? And then I've got at least 10 blueprints. I think that time is going to allow me to do 10. I'm going to try to squeeze in 15, but different blueprints that matches different gifts and talents to say, hey, if you're a real creative person, then you might want to work with Doc and take this podcast and cut it up into 40 different clips and fancy it up with some nice borders and put logos where they need to go, put the captions on it and all of that kind of stuff. And that's a service that you can provide if you're into that type of thing. You, on the other hand, somebody else might say, you know what, I like really working with the written word. So I'm going to take the same podcast, I'm going to transcribe it, and then I'm going to put it into Claude and have Claude turn it into a book. And then I'm going to solicit Doc and Cortez to get their permission, and we all share copyrights, and we go on the road and we promote and push it. Like, there's so many different blueprints that you can execute, and I'm going to try to run through as many as I can. And then from AIHustleLive.com, if you want the replays, if you want to get the new book, AI Hustle Blueprint, that rolls out with this event, then you might want to think about upgrading to the VIP, which is just $47, and you get lifelong access to all the replays for all the sessions. You get an extra private Q&A session with me. You get a private VIP online community where you can ask me questions in that community, and a whole host of other bonuses, including a chance to win a 4-night stay in Cancun, Mexico. But you got to be VIP to enter to win that vacation.
Me doing this interview with you does not eliminate me from the possibilities of winning, does it? I just want to make sure I'm good.
Now, if you're VIP, you in the room, and every VIP name gets into the drawing, and we'll draw someone. Now, I'm gonna tell you, it's a 4-night stay. We paying for the stay, but you got to get yourself there. I ain't paying for no plane tickets, but you got to get yourself there. But your
I'm not even mad at that.
All that stuff will be, once you get there, you're going to have a place to stay for 5 days and 4 nights in beautiful Cancun.
All right, now, see, look, y'all better get on this opportunities. There's opportunities out here. People just don't be taking advantage of. It's always something for your people. Well, I mean, I have to admit, one of the battles is people just don't know where. So glad you came to provide that for the people. We're gonna do our best to spread that word, make sure they have that information, and if they want it and it's available for them, y'all come take advantage. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've been teaching this stuff to my coaching students for the last 3 years, and my mentor said it's time to come from behind the shadows and start teaching it publicly and helping more people with it. So that's why you see the summit, you see the book coming out, and I'm just doing more, bringing my gift to the world in this way.
Well, first I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for giving all of your skills and talents for the people. I want to congratulate you on that, and everything that you've been doing and continuing to grow and everything. We have a lot of work to do for the future, me and you. So look forward to continuing this path with you. I absolutely appreciate you coming on tonight and sharing this information. It's been more than abundance of information for people, and I just can't express in words what that means for me. And I mean, means to me. I appreciate that very much. So, any last words that you want to leave for the people? Any last comments that before we get up off?
Yeah, man. Let me just give you your flowers, bro. Cause I've been a fan and been watching from afar, and I see the grind, bro, and it's inspiring, bro. Like sometimes we don't know how our grind impacts other people because we're often looking only at how it impacts us. Things ain't going our way, things ain't falling, breakthroughs ain't happening fast enough. While at the same time, I'm watching how you bounce back if something don't go your way, and I'm drawing inspiration that gives me the ability to keep fighting. And so I want to say, bro, keep doing your thing, keep inspiring, keep leading, keep showing up and putting on for the city. Because it is empowering and it's inspiring, man. And it's been a pleasure for me to watch. I'm glad that we're getting to work together a little bit more closely. And I think we're going to be able to make some magic happen.
Yes, man. All right, thank you very much. That means those words mean a million to me. I mean, especially coming from you. So I'm a man of honor and respect. I have to truly humbles, So for people, again, I know y'all learned some things tonight. If y'all didn't, go back and run this replay because it's gems all through this video right here. And make sure you register for what the event's coming up on September 27th. Get in line. Don't wait till the last minute. Dragging y'all feet. We don't want to hear no excuses. Oh man, I thought I could this and that. No, man, it's right here for you right now. So jump on it. Don't take your time. And I'm sure we'll talk very soon.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good one. Love y'all.
You too, man.
All right.
Peace.
I got another little video to drop out. So if y'all want a little entertainment, stay on for a couple minutes, y'all. Don't mind me.
Yep, you guessed it. I'm an AI here to chat and help out with whatever you need. I try to keep things natural, but I know it can sometimes sound a little off. What's on your mind?
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
If there's something specific you'd like to chat about or ask, feel free to share.
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
I see you're sticking with that line. If you want to switch things up or talk about something different, just let me know.
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
It seems like you're repeating that phrase. If there's something else you want to discuss or a different topic you're interested in, I'm all ears.
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
It seems like we're stuck in a loop with that message. If you want to share something else or ask a different question, I'm here to help.
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
I see what you're doing. If you'd like to change the topic or ask something else, feel free to let me know.
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
If there's anything else you'd like to talk about, or if you want to ask a question, I'm ready to chat.
I'm up for anything. Is there a specific topic you're interested in discussing?